past. Yeah.
And you had to pull off only 6,000 signs.
Yeah.
So, and you also said you created a template. What was the size of the template in work in the studio? And
It's the actual size.
it's actually
Actual size, yes. That.
Squares.
Yeah, those are the squares. I could not drill into my masonry wall. The studio would collapse if I drilled so many times into my masonry wall. So I had to create a false wall, which was, that I didn't intend that wall to travel with my work all the time. But when I finished my work, the best way I could make template was cut my wall up and send it to the work, and that ended up being one of the templates. It has two templates, if you see in that video, two sets of templates. So the wall gives a reference to the angle at which it is in the wall, and the tracing sheet templates are there for fixing these beads in the wall. So they're like two guidelines.
And is it more fun to work as an installation artist rather than an artist in the more traditional sense? I find you have a lot more sort of flexibility being with an installation rather than something you just made and you exhibit time and time again.
Actually, within my own practice, I have a hard time trying to say which one is an installation and which one is a sculpture. Because for me,
Imagine the ones where you can change the shape, when you want.
but they don't change also. So
It's not that flexibility.
Yeah.
You always do. Right?
Yeah.
You can always make a new work out of something that you already have.
Right.
That's a possibility.
Right, but then even with conventional sculpture, you could do that, and I, still enjoy making wood carvings.
I'm sure about that. Because once you have something, cast or whatever, if you're working bronze.
Right, but if you had many components and you decide that
Yes, of course.
you'll pick one up from the floor and hang it, or.
And is that just more exciting? I was wondering.
I can't say because I still love wood, and I enjoy the labor of carving into wood and seeing every grain, and then transforming it from that raw wood to the sanded down version. So that has a different kind of pleasure.
So to continue with that, how was your experience with so many technicians? How far is it successful? Like, has ever your work caught off? Did it work out the way you visualized every time?
There have been times when a sculpture hasn't looked the way I wanted it to look, but then it's like a very careful planning, and then it's not when I said it didn't work the way it should have, it was not because of the other person. It was just planning. Like spaces can be very challenging. A work that is indoor can look very large, and the moment you take it out of that space, it can just diminish in size. So that kind of things that I need to understand and work with more carefully. But working with people, I think I've figured it out in this much time.
Okay, I want to ask something, especially to you. How important is a gallery to the artist?
For me, it is very important.
Yeah,
I think it is very important that the minds and the ideologies match. And it's not just about commerce, there's much more beyond commerce in artist-gallery relationship.
As a development of your work and as you a working artist, how has it been, the journey so far? Because it's been a long journey.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. When I started showing internationally, I didn't have a gallery yet. My first international shows, I was myself giving my work. I didn't have a gallery to negotiate work loans and do agreements and all that. But I was really burning myself out doing that because, a creative person should be focusing on making an artwork, not about import, export, bank papers and how to deal with this, how to make an agreement. No, I don't enjoy that process and I don't have that acumen. So, it's not just about that. There's much more beyond that. In my relationship with my gallery, I'm at an ideal position where, I just do my work, and I think it's just a luxury when you don't have to think of other things and somebody is taking care of it.
So maybe experts in that who help you out with this and to get that absolute perfect finish?
Actually, I work alone in my studio.
Okay.
I
It's
share.
very large, no? So
Yeah, it's like for just a bit more, like each of those beads, I had to go up on the ladder and create them myself. But that work is very large, so it has 7 segments to it. I started from the largest segment when I created the first one, wrapped it up. Only then I could create space for the second one. So I had to have a mental note of what the first one looked like. Any number of pictures and measurements wouldn't help me unless I internalized it completely. So when I started the second segment, I had to have the first one in my mind and create that relationship. When I had doing the third one, I had to think of the 2 more that I had done previously. So it was kind of calculation and going by intuition, and it was a lot of many things going on at the same time.